Hello, I'm Morris Kochanski, Wilderness Living Skills and Survival Instructor. Today's mini topic is dealing with the issue of certification, personal certification in survival. Now this problem became apparent back in the early 70s, which is now maybe over 30, 40 years ago. And at that time, there was no agency that issued certificates directly in the line of wilderness survival. And myself personally, I had a large library. I was brought up on a farm, and I took a strong interest in camping and wilderness skills. At a certain point in my life, that would be in the late 60s, when I was in my 30s already, I was intrigued by the survival knowledge, and when an opportunity came up to teach survival, I found that there weren't very many of us around, so the agency that hired me, which was a government agency, the Blue Lake Center, and I became a survival instructor because I said I was one. Today it may be a different story. Now, when a person wants to be recognized for their knowledge in some field, there are many opportunities of going to university or taking special courses and so on, and you gain a competency in that regard. But we realized there was nobody issuing certificates, so the thing that we came up with was that we explained to the students that they should keep a very detailed record. It's either a journal or a logbook. And in the legal sense of keeping a logbook, as social workers active in the field and policemen keep, because you can take a book of a certain kind where you can't tear out pages and do things of that nature, almost like a passport. And you choose such a book and it actually becomes a legal document because you could use it that way. And every course that you take, you enter that in enough detail that we understand exactly what you accomplished on that course. And you ask the instructor what their qualifications are and have kind of a standard about who are you, where did you get your background knowledge, and so on. And the instructor acknowledges that sort of description that you have put in your logbook. And when the instructor reads the outline that you have entered into your logbook, it autographs it as well in acknowledgement that that is exactly what you took. And when an employer wants to see what your background knowledge is, you don't produce a certificate as such. You produce the logbook, and they can go page by page and get a clear understanding just exactly what your background experience has been, because you've entered what you learned and what training you underwent and what skill development you undertook. Because generally in this field, probably for every hour of instruction, you might want to put in 10 hours of practicing to develop your skill. And just like learning how to swim, a certain amount would be called instruction, but 10 times that amount, in all likelihood, or even more, is the repetitive practice that eventually makes you into a swimmer. But at any rate, it might be of considerable merit. You don't lose anything by it. And even today, with all of the schools, many of the schools that are set up, you might also enter into your logbook whatever you have found out about that particular course and that instructor on Wikipedia or other sources on the internet.